good mayo. Okay, so a local viewer reached out to me via text, and they had watched our BLT video, and you mentioned homemade mayo, and they want to know how to make homemade mayo. So I told them we'd do a video. So here we go. So you're going to start with 1 large egg, mason jar, any kind of tall jar that you can put an immersion blender in. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use your food processor. So it takes a little more time with the food processor though. So 1 whole egg. Now some recipes will tell you just to use the egg white, but I tell you if you use the whole egg, it'll work perfectly every time, because between the yolk and your mustard, it will help emulsify better, and your mustard will last a little longer and be a little creamier. So whole egg. So you're going to put your immersion blender in all the way to the bottom of your jar, and you're going to pulse about 20 seconds. And it's going to go from a golden color to kind of a pale yellow. That's going to start your emulsification process. Okay. So then what you have is this pale yellow, kind of frothy egg. And then we're going to start with about, a tablespoon of mustard. And I'm using Dijon, and you can use whole grain if you want, but it's not going to give you a creamy mustard, mayonnaise. Woo. Got a tablespoon of mustard. And then vinegar. I'm going to use red wine this time because it's what I have, but you can use white vinegar, you can use champagne vinegar, you can use apple cider vinegar, whatever flavor you want. About a tablespoon.
Do they normally use white just for the color?
Usually red wine is the most common because it has a milder flavor. If you want a tangier, zippier mayo, you'll use white vinegar. And then about a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And then we're going to get that mayo off the side. Then we're just going to blend this. Now, you're going to need a cup of good flavored or neutral flavored oil. Avocado oil, olive oil, but if you're going to use olive oil, make sure it's a good quality olive oil, because remember, this is going to be mayo and it will affect the flavor. Okay. Now, the trick to a thick, creamy mayo is at the beginning, when you start adding your oil, you're going to add in about 1/4 of your oil really, really slow, just a few drops at a time. And that is what starts your it's already started emulsifying with the egg yolk and the mustard. And now you're going to add in your oil to completely emulsify your egg with your oil, and you'll start seeing a change. It'll get kind of thick. It'll still kind of have the yellow color to it until you get all the oil added in. We're going to start with just drops at a time. And it's going to seem like it takes forever.
that the whole way?
Huh?
You do that the whole way?
The whole way.
Oh, wow.
The next immersion blender I buy, I'm gonna have one that has a switch that stays on, you know, to hold it down.
Yeah.
But usually, when you use an immersion blender, you don't do it this. I mean, there's very few things that you do this long. It's usually pretty quick. Now, if you get impatient, you add too much of your oil too soon, you'll end up with mayonnaise soup. It won't be thick and creamy because it has to go through that emulsification to get it thick and creamy. When I was in culinary school, we made homemade mayo, but we had to use a whisk.
Ew, no thanks. How long did that take?
A long time.
I bet it's painful too.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I'll try it again with the whisk, and I think, no.
You've done your time.
I've done my time.
You almost have to really like mayonnaise to do it this way.
Yeah, but this will last us about 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's really good. I like it.
Now, some people like sweet mayonnaise.
Sweet mayonnaise?
Well, that's what one of the name brands is. The really popular ones. And it's got sugar in it. So if you like sweet mayonnaise, same recipe, just add sugar.
About how much?
Maybe a tablespoon.
Right before you start adding the oil?
Yeah, when you add your salt and your vinegar and you'll do all that first. Now, if you want to make flavored mayonnaise, you do that after you make the mayo. And then you add, you can add roasted garlic, you can add chives, you could add, I don't know, horseradish, whatever you like in your mayonnaise.
Good. I'm gonna have to try that. Tired?
I'm getting tired.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
And that's really how much you add at a time in the culinary school?
When you start, for the first quarter cup, yes.
Got your quarter cup in there?
Yep. Now we're going to start adding in just a little bit more at a time. Still slow though.
I'm sorry, there's no way in the world I would whisk this by hand. But you had to though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was part of our practical.
Were there people that couldn't do it?
Well, you had to do it to pass the class. So it took a couple of times for some people.
I mean, you gotta whisk it pretty hard, don't you?
Yeah. Can you tell from there how thick it is?
I can tell it's getting thicker, yeah. I was wondering there for a while because I was like, man, is that gonna change?
Yeah.
But I've seen one change before. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of times when I'm making it, I'm like, this failed, I'm going to start over. But I will tell you, if you get to the top of your jar with your oil, and you're making it, it's not, if it's runny, don't throw it away. Just get a new jar, put a new egg in it, and just blend your egg, and then slowly add this mixture into your new jar, just a few drops at a time.
Could it be the oil maybe, or quality of the oil? Or...
Well, usually it's from adding the oil too rapidly, and it doesn't allow for that emulsification time. you gotta allow for the oil and the fat to emulsify. Otherwise, they're gonna want to separate.
Why'd you decide to write the rest of it one time?
Because I'm at the end, and you can. The more it emulsifies, the more you can add at a time.
Yeah, it looks pretty thick. Make it thick.
Yep. So now this last little bit, I'm just making sure it's all emulsified in. But the key to a thick mayonnaise is that very beginning, just adding a drop or two at a time for that first quarter cup of oil, and then after that you can just add it in.
Wow.
Now, it's going to be a little warm, not hot, but warm from your boat motor.
Yeah.
And that makes it a little runny, even when it's thick.
But it should like solidify a little bit when you put it in the
But when you put it in the fridge and it gets cold, it's going to be, but it's still, I mean, it's thick. But this will thicken up even more being in the fridge. But it's mayo thickness.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
So that's good mayo. So like any jar, you want to make sure you clean the lid off, or the top, before you put your lid on. And then this will store in the refrigerator for 2 weeks.
Cool. Awesome. Now I have some mayonnaise.
Yep.
Way to go, Mamacita.
So for the person that reached out and asked about homemade mayonnaise, if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Anybody else out there that's a viewer, if you want to know more, or if there are other recipes that you hear us talk about and you haven't seen us make a video of that yet, put it in the comments and we're happy to oblige. So hit that like button and subscribe so that you can watch for any videos that you ask for. Thank you for watching Everyday Wonder Homestead, and we are looking forward to seeing you again next time.